Bryan Freedman is about to change the game of the entire Baldoni versus Lively case. And trust us, it's about to get ugly. Because the move he just played on Blake Lively could end up completely destroying her case. Believe it or not, Freedman will do whatever it takes to save Justin's reputation. And clearly, he's not going to back down anytime soon. So, what exactly did he do? Let's look at how it all began in the first place. December 2024 marked the moment when this feud went from behind-the-scenes tension to a full-fledged legal war.
I just started Wayfair Studios, and at the time, my book agent, shout out to Johanna Castillo, sent it to me. And she said, just read it, because I was looking for movies that could be commercial.
Blake Lively filed a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department, accusing Justin Baldoni of fostering a toxic work environment on the set of It Ends With Us. According to Lively, Baldoni crossed professional boundaries multiple times with unwanted physical advances, inappropriate comments, and even improvising intimate scenes without her consent. And it didn't stop there. The complaint alleged that producer Jamie Heath showed her an explicit video of his wife giving birth, something she found deeply unsettling. Lively's legal team argued that these incidents violated both federal and California workplace harassment laws, but it didn't take long for Bryan Freedman to hit back. His response was a fiery public statement calling her accusations completely false, outrageous, and intentionally salacious. Soon, Baldoni struck back. Lively was definitely in for a surprise because by January 2025, Baldoni, through Freedman, launched a $400 million lawsuit against Lively, her husband Ryan Reynolds, and their publicist Leslie Sloan. The lawsuit accused them of defamation, invasion of privacy, and even civil extortion.
I told them that I wasn't in the best place. I told them that I was exhausted.
Baldoni's side claimed that Lively tried to take control of the film's production, and when that didn't go her way, she orchestrated a campaign to ruin his reputation. The lawsuit implied that Lively and Reynolds allegedly used their influence to turn the media against Baldoni, spreading damaging narratives to take him down. Freedman made it clear this wasn't about justice, it was about power, and Baldoni wasn't going to let it slide. But as soon as the media got involved, the case started to feel like a full-fledged war, and Baldoni's legal team wasn't going to just sit around and watch his reputation on the line. So Freedman filed a massive $250 million libel lawsuit against the New York Times, accusing them of publishing a one-sided story that played into Lively's narrative. Freedman alleged that the newspaper cherry-picked and altered communications to frame Baldoni unfairly. In his words, this vicious smear campaign was fully orchestrated by Blake Lively and her team, and the New York Times cowered to the wants and whims of two powerful, untouchable Hollywood elites. As always, Freedman was ready to fight. The New York Times, of course, pushed back, insisting that their reporting was meticulously sourced and based on thousands of pages of original documents. But with a lawsuit of this scale, the fight over media ethics in this case is just getting started, and the fallout has been worse than what anybody had anticipated. Baldoni's career took a hit when his talent agency, WME, dropped him in the wake of the allegations. His podcast co-host, Liz Plank, also distanced herself from him, resigning from Man Enough shortly after the lawsuit went public. And then there was Colleen Hoover, the author of the book behind It Ends With Us. She sided with Lively, publicly supporting her claims and further shifting the public perception of the case. Sony Pictures didn't hesitate to take a stand either. They issued a statement backing Lively and condemning reputational attacks against her, making it clear whose side they were on. If Baldoni was hoping for industry support, it seemed like Hollywood was closing ranks around Lively instead. Even by February 2025, Lively wasn't done. She amended her lawsuit, adding even more allegations, claiming Baldoni made multiple women on set uncomfortable.
I think I'm just brunette because of the books.
And everyone knows blondes are nicer anyway.
Freedman's response was instant. He called it underwhelming, saying it was based on unsubstantial hearsay and lacked any real proof. He hinted that once depositions started, Lively's story might not hold up, and he was ready to poke holes in it. But as the case gained more attention, things got even uglier, especially online.
Whether he'd have the guts to do that, or whether the man bun is the most likely harasser in general. But you never know. Sometimes the ones who kind of bend over backward to be as woke as possible are the most, so okay, I'm open-minded about it.
Lively started receiving violent and threatening messages directed at her and her family. Her legal team pushed for a stronger protective order, arguing that they needed additional safeguards to keep sensitive legal materials private. They wanted an attorney's eyes-only designation on key documents to prevent leaks and misuse of personal information. Freedman, however, aggressively opposed this. He condemned the threats, but wasn't about to let that stop his case. He fought back against changes to the protective order, especially the part that would limit access to evidence. He argued that transparency was essential. However, everything changed when the case went viral. The lawsuit wasn't just making headlines, it was making its way into pop culture. During Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary special, Ryan Reynolds cracked a joke about the case, and Freedman was not amused.
Great. Why? What have you heard?
He criticized the joke, claiming that it could unfairly sway public opinion and hurt Baldoni's case. Plus, Freedman was making sure the public heard his side, too. He appeared on Megyn Kelly's show, calling out Lively's allegations and insisting on Baldoni's innocence. He even hinted at a counter-lawsuit, saying he had private communications that would expose inconsistencies in Lively's claims. And just like that, the evidence war began. Both sides started playing their cards. Baldoni's team released text messages and behind-the-scenes footage from the movie set, trying to prove that there was no animosity between him and Lively at the time. They claimed this evidence would dismantle her allegations. Lively's team, however, called it a manipulation tactic. They argued that those clips were cherry-picked and didn't negate the overall toxic environment she experienced. It became clear that both sides were using the media to shape public perception, and every new leak only added more fuel to the fire. Plus, Freedman was constantly making strategic moves to put Lively on the defensive. He hinted at deposing high-profile names, including Taylor Swift, in an effort to gather evidence. Lively's team wasn't having it, though. They accused Freedman of leading a campaign of retaliation, saying his media statements and lawsuits were designed to destroy Lively's reputation. They even tried to get a gag order to stop Freedman from speaking publicly, but so far that hasn't worked. Freedman's approach to this case has been aggressive, strategic, and relentless. He's juggling massive lawsuits, media appearances, and courtroom battles, all while making sure Baldoni's side of the story gets heard. But how has Baldoni's life been outside of the legal battle? While the legal storm rages on, Baldoni's biggest source of stability has been his family.
Welcome!
Come on in.
Come on in.
Can you say hi? Come on. Want to show them the house?
Married to Swedish actress Emily Baldoni since 2013, he's found unwavering support in his wife, who hasn't hesitated to stand by him. Emily, known for her roles in independent films and TV dramas, made her stance clear in a heartfelt birthday tribute to Justin, calling him an unshakable force and crediting his resilience as an inspiration. Their two children, 9-year-old Maya Grace and 7-year-old Maxwell Roland Samuel, are growing up amid a media frenzy that would overwhelm most families. Yet, the Baldonis seem intent on shielding their kids from the chaos, focusing on maintaining a sense of normalcy at home. But in Hollywood, where every move is scrutinized, keeping their private life intact is no easy feat. Thankfully, legal drama aside, Baldoni isn't pressing pause on his career. Despite the troubles it led to, It Ends With Us was a box office phenomenon, raking in over $350 million worldwide. Plus, Baldoni has another film lined up, The Senior, a sports drama set for a March 2025 release. While details remain under wraps, the project is being framed as an uplifting story of perseverance, which, given Baldoni's current situation, feels like a fitting theme. The question remains, will audiences embrace his work, or will the legal battle cast a long shadow over his career? Publicly, Baldoni has played it safe. His media interactions are measured and his words calculated. Behind the scenes, they're even teasing the launch of a dedicated website aimed at dismantling the claims against him, something that could either be a game-changing defense strategy or a risky public gamble. But Baldoni isn't just sitting in legal meetings. He was recently spotted in Hawaii, surfing and soaking up the sun, flashing the kind of effortless ease that suggests he's determined not to let this battle consume him. Whether it's a strategic image move or a genuine attempt at finding peace, one thing's clear. He's not letting the weight of the lawsuit keep him out of the water. The lawsuits are far from over, and public opinion is still up for grabs. But one thing is certain, he's not stepping out of the fight anytime soon. Now, if you're really into the whole Blake Lively drama, you wouldn't want to miss out on this next video.